Hello and welcome. My name is Samia, and I'm going to share with you my best secrets to thinking more creatively. And I'm going to say more creatively because everyone is creative and has the ability to think creatively. But sometimes you think, you might, let's take three scenarios. What to cook for supper, what to wear to work, and how do I make my grandma's 80th birthday really special? Now, sometimes we let ourselves down a bit. We might end up just cooking beans on toast. We might end up just wearing the same thing to work every day, or we might end up, just grabbing some flowers from the petrol station on the way to grandma. I mean, I doubt if we'd do that on our 80th. But sometimes, we just let ourselves down a bit and we think we could have done better. Like a friend might be coming round for supper and we think, oh, I wish, you know, beans on toast really let me down. Or you might have a really important meeting where you need to make an impact that day. And you didn't really, you're not giving your best because you're wearing the same outfit that you wore yesterday. Might want to create a bit more of a presence that day, and you wished you'd done something more special for your grandma, so I call those moments of impact. When you've arrived at the situation and it's got to happen, you've got to cook, you've got to put your clothes on because you've got to get to work on time, and you're wishing your grandma happy birthday. Those moments of impact. Now, usually in my experience, whenever I say I can't be, I'm not being very creative at the moment, it's usually when I've reached the moment of impact and I haven't done the two steps before the moment of impact. And I'm going to tell you what those two steps are. Now, this is something I've just come up with, so I hope I explain it really right. Okay, it's not. I'm sure other creative people will recognize this. So you will recognize this. All I'm doing is articulating it into something which I think is can be repeated. Okay. Okay, you ready? Now, the two things that come before the moment of impact is one, create a seat in your mind for something. And number two, time to percolate. Okay. Now, creating the seat in your mind is something that, I'll talk about those two things in a minute. But before I do, I want you to visualize something. Okay. Imagine you've got a bird's eye view over a blue ocean and the clouds part and you see a sandy island. Okay. And as you approach, you see a beautiful palm tree there, and then beautiful grass and meadows. And you see like this island is a beautiful island. It's got coconuts, it's got waterfalls. I mean, it's just a beautiful island. And it's got fruit growing there and everything. And you're sitting on the beach, gazing out into the ocean. Okay. And then out from the depths of the ocean comes dolphins that want to come and play with you, whales that just blow a hello. You get sea turtles, you get jewels, that chests of jewels that just come. The ocean just keeps giving you these amazing treasures that fill you with delight. And not only the ocean, but you look up and then all these things start appearing from the sky in parachutes, medicines and beautiful, delicious foods that are just so delicious. And you get, if you're, into tech, beautiful tablets and iPhones, and you might get gorgeous clothes and everything like that fills you with delight, just parachutes in from the sky. So you're getting things from the ocean and the sky. Now, this is what being creative feels like. Okay. The surface of the ocean is your conscious mind. Now, the conscious mind can't be creative. Okay. So usually when you reach a moment of impact, you're there with your conscious mind. And that's when you can struggle. And you see it a lot in the BBC's Apprentice. I think the producers make sure that they don't give time to percolate. Um, I'll explain what that is, but they're just there with their conscious minds, and we can all snigger and say, oh, they're not being very creative because their ideas don't seem to be very good. But that's deliberate, I think. Because, yeah, so the surface of the ocean is a conscious mind, but, okay, so just bear with me. I'm making this up as I go. I'm using my creativity to explain the process, okay? So the clouds, right? The clouds have to part for you to see the island. The island is the seat in your mind. So it's as simple as, what shall I wear tomorrow morning? And you just think that thought well before the moment of impact. So it could be the night before, or it could be even an hour before, but it needs to be before, okay? Because you need the time. There's time in between creating the island and the moment of impact. And it could be as little as 5 minutes, or it could be days, weeks, or months. For grandma's birthday, it might need to be months because, you know, you might want to order something. Oh, I hope you can't hear that. That's just a helicopter going. Anyway, I'm going to carry on. Okay, so what to wear in the morning might be the day before, or even a few days before, because you might need to wash something, or you might need to think about what you're going to do in that day. And what you're going to have for supper might be that morning, or prior, a few days before. Basically, you create this, you think the thought, right? Now, here's the thing, okay, this is really important. The clouds have to part in order for you to see the island, okay? Because the seat in your mind is sitting on the beach of the island, okay? Now, the clouds is usually what's stopping us from having that thought of grandma's birthday. What shall I have for supper? And what shall I wear to work? Usually, the clouds is what stops us thinking. And before we know it, we're at the moment of impact. Now, those clouds are basically everything that you're thinking in your head all the time. It's daydreaming. It's the undisciplined mind, basically. It's daydreaming. It's like the biggie is like, you know, if you're really grumpy about something or annoyed about something, or, you know, things are just going around your mind like a broken record. It could be dialogue from a favorite TV show. It could be something that somebody said to you. It could be something, you know, basically the past and the future, you know, all these things that is constantly in our minds. And I call it the chatter. That is the chatter. You have to sort of disperse and just withdraw from the chatter, silence it a bit, create some space, and say grandma's birthday, and just be present just for a second or two, just to acknowledge the presence of grandma's birthday. And then the island sort of appears. What shall I wear to work tomorrow? If you think it night before, you're just thinking about it. Now, usually the trick is the sand just shifts, right? You have to put something on that island in order to anchor it. That's why the palm tree comes in. So, grandma's birthday, what do I know? You have to put something on that seat. What color does she like? Blue, sapphire blue. Okay, that's one thing, okay? You just need to put something to anchor that seat. You have to ideally, you put as much as you can into that seat. Even one thing is helpful. It has to be at least one thing. But the more you put in, the better. So you might say, oh, what did my friend do for her 30th? What does grandma really love doing? What are her hobbies? So, you know, what's her favorite TV show? She might have a favorite celebrity that she loves. What magazines does she like? You know, so you start thinking something on that seat. When it comes to work, you might see, okay, what do I need to, you know, do at work that day? Do I need to do a lot of walking around, a lot of sitting? Will my, you know, if I'm in a meeting, will like, you know, will my shoes make an impact? Do I need to make an impact? You know, what clean stuff do I have? And for dinner as well, is anyone coming around for dinner? What do I have in my fridge? So few things need to go on that seat. Okay. And then in the time, and then you just forget about it, basically. And that's why you need the time to percolate. You just forget about it. And that is you just sitting on that beach. Because what happens then is your subconscious and your superconscious, because the ocean represents your subconscious, which is infinitely deep. The atmosphere above you in the sky represents your superconscious mind. Okay, again, unlimited. And it's your subconscious and your superconscious that deliver you the gifts and the ideas. Okay, and they do that before you hit the moment of impact. Okay, now I'll give you a good example. Because you've created the seat about grandma's birthday, in the time of percolating, you might notice a really beautiful blue scarf that she would love. Now, if you hadn't created that seat in your mind, you would have walked right past that scarf and not even noticed it. But because you created that seat, you start noticing things that might work for her birthday. Because you created the seat in your mind of what to have for supper, as you're walking past, you might notice a delicatessen and go in and buy something, or you're just going into the supermarket to buy a paper and you think, I'll just grab some tinned beans or some tofu or some vegetables. Whereas if you hadn't created that seat, you would have just went in and bought that newspaper and gone out again. The same with what to wear. You might think, oh, I must wash that shirt, or where's that brooch, or where are those earrings that really go well? Or I must do my nails. I mean, nails are really noticeable. So for this, because I created the seat in my mind for this video, I thought I must do my nails. And that came that came in the percolating time kind of thing. No, that was something I put on the seat, the palm tree, one of the palm trees. So what happens is then, you create the seat, you put things on it, and then you just chill about it. And then things will start to come up. That's when the ideas start to come up. And they start coming and coming and coming and coming from all directions. And you'll find some of these ideas are amazing. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with an amazing idea and in the morning you've forgotten about it? Or you're in the shower and you have an amazing idea. And by the time you finish your shower, you've forgotten about it. What was that amazing idea? Or you're walking, a beautiful walk, and you have this amazing idea. That is the gifts parachuting down and coming up from the ocean. And usually you have to be in a bit of a relaxed state for those things to come forth. So I always have a notebook and pen with me, an A5 notebook. But nowadays, of course, we all carry phones. So when those ideas come, they are time sensitive because they're not from the conscious mind. So the conscious mind struggles to remember it. So when those things pop up, you must make a note. You must just make a note and whip out your mobile phone and just make a note of it straight away, because within minutes it's lost. And then afterwards you can read and you think, whoa, that's good stuff. So anyway, this is a 30-minute video, so I just wanted to make it short. I wanted to just give you my formula, and please use the comments below actually to let me know what you think. And let me know if you want, I can easily do a masterclass on creative thinking, easily. If you're interested, let me know. If you'd like the group mentoring, let me know. There's a lot to explore because we are unlimited. And the good news is you can create an infinite number of islands at any one time. Because, if you heard, if you want creative ideas, ask a creative person, because they could be doing amazing things and they'll still come up with loads of ideas. Because as you get used to it, you can start creating, you can create an island instantly, and the percolation time can be really quick, actually, before you know it, because things have been percolating like the whole time anyway. And an island might match another island that they've been working on and percolating on, They just bring the island over and give you those ideas. And that's what you can start to do. And yeah, and Thomas Edison, you know, the famous inventor, he must have invented 1,000 things. He invented, electricity and all sorts of things. And he used to sit on a rocking chair and have a stone in his hand and something like a metal bucket. And a few times in the day, he would sit on the armchair and just doze, relax, 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 relax. And then as soon as he fell asleep, his hand would drop the stones into the metal bucket, which was clatter around. And he'd wake up and then he'd get back to work. And the whole process of relaxation is because you have to be in a relaxed state for the superconscious mind to really get parachute in its gifts. And it's really worth doing because those gifts are just, they are just like really, I mean, you know, when you see something and it's really like amazing, that's the gift of the superconscious. So I hope that's helped. And yeah, let me know what you think. And thank you for listening. And hope to see you again. Bye.